we are going to be in our packets from last week, and we're going to be on page 8. We started this on Friday. We're going to do like the next level. Next level. All right, does anybody remember from Friday when I add up all of the angles from a triangle, what does it have to equal when I add up all the angles in a triangle? 180, very good. So let's fill that out. The sum of the angles of any triangle is always 180 degrees, is always 180 degrees. So we're going to start off with some pretty easy ones, and then we'll jump down to some, quote, harder problems. Okay, everybody should be able to do number 1. How do I set up the problem for number 1 on page 8? Number 1 on page 8. How do I set it up? What do I write down for number 1? Help a teacher out. Well, 50. I don't see a 50. What's the math problem I get to write down for number 1? Thank you very much. Whoops. This is supposed to be an equals. Okay. X plus 60 plus 70 is equal to 180. X plus 60 plus 70 is equal to 180. Okay, so now what should I do?
You add the 60 and 70.
What do you get when you add the 60 and the 70?
130.
So I have x plus 130 is equal to 180. Now what do I do? How do I get x by itself? Subtract. Minus 130 minus 130. X equals, what's 180 minus 130? 50. So in this area is a 50 degree. So we did this on Friday. All right, number 2. What's the math problem I get to write down for number 2? X plus 55 plus, what's my missing number?
90.
Very good. Is all equal to 180. All right, go ahead and solve that. Get some water. Okay, what's my last step? Subtract. Okay, now if we look at number 3, what's different about number 3? There's 2 x's, right? So this is how we take it like one step harder. But it's not really that hard. So how would I write down the problem for number 3? So look at number 3. Yeah. So how many x's do I have? 2. So I have to do x plus x, right? Did you guys finish this one on your own? Because you're 7th graders, you should be able to subtract on your own, not just wait for me. All right, so number 3, you have x plus 50 all has to equal what? 180. Now, what is x plus x? What's x plus x?
2x.
2x. So x plus x, this gives you 2x. X plus x gives you 2x plus 50 is all equal to 180. Now, can you solve it? Yeah. You guys have been solving these since like November. And the number one thing that you'll do forever in math is solving equations. You're always going to be drawing the bars. Junior year of high school, freshman year. So do I move the 2 or the 50 first? The 50, right? Yeah. Alright, what do we get for x on this one? 65? So, minus 50 minus 50, that's
130.
thank you. So x equals 130 divided by 2. 6 gives me 12, remainder 1, bring down this, yep, 65. Are we okay with those? All right, go ahead and start number 4, 5, and 6. Number 4 is just like number 1. Number 4 is just like number 1. Super easy. Number 4 is just like number 1. All right, so what did you guys get for number 4? 110. 110. Number 5? 45. Number 6? 60. Good. All right. Now, what I want you to do now is practice for your test. Just 1 through 6 on page 9. I want you to name the triangle. So you have to go back and forth. Here are the names: scalene, isosceles, equilateral, acute, obtuse, right. So you have to choose one from this list and one from this list. So let's look back at number 1. I have a triangle that has 60, 50, 70. So what do you call it based on the angles? Acute. Because are any of the angles not acute? No. Acute. Now, look at it. Do any of the angles match? No. So are any of the sides going to match? No. So what do you call a triangle that does not match any sides? So it would be an acute, scalene. On tomorrow's test, you are going to draw it, and then you're going to name it. Okay? So go ahead and name 1 through 6, not 7 and 8. So go back, and now, so we're going to practice drawing. So you have your compass and your protractor. I want you to draw a 3, 4, 6 triangle. So what do we start with? 6 as a line. So go ahead and draw a 6 as a line. 6 as a line. So draw me a 6 as a line. Where did I put my container? So this is what you're going to be doing tomorrow on the quiz. Draw it. Name it. So 6 as a line. Can you draw a 6 as a line? 6 centimeter line. It's a basic. Can you use this as a ruler? Do you know where the 6 is? Can you draw a line? That's 6, please. A line, not a circle, a line. Did it work? Yeah. Okay. So that's the first thing you do. And then dot, dot. Did you do that? Okay, now I'm done with the 6. I'm going to go and use the 4. Set it to 4. So here I am setting it to 4. And then I put the bump on the dot. Use my pencil. Draw a circle where the 4 is. So it's the 4. Now I'm going to switch over and do 3 and do the other dot on the 3. Here's the 2 circles. Do my 2 circles cross? Yes. That is the top of my triangle. This is my 3rd dot. That's my top of my triangle.
So it doesn't matter what number you use first?
No, did you use 3 first? So you can use 3 on this side and 4 on this side. That doesn't matter. So connect it. Connect it. If I go back and measure this, this should be exactly 4. This should be exactly 3. Now, so part of your test is to do this. Draw it. Now the second part of your test is to actually name it. So what would we call this triangle based on the sides? So based on the sides, what would you call it? So the sides, they're all different. So I'm going to call it scalene. And then based on the angles, what do I call it? This one's acute, totally acute. That one's totally acute, but what about the top one? Let me rotate it. Oh, look at that. I have my protractor. Let me measure it. I don't have to measure it. I just have to be like, okay, is it exactly 90? Is it less than 90? So here's 90. Is it less than or greater than 90? It's obviously greater than 90, right? It's all the way over here. It opens more, goes like that. It's obtuse. So the whole triangle is called obtuse. So what do we call this triangle as a whole? We call it scalene obtuse. We call it scalene obtuse. Are we okay? Okay. Draw me a triangle with 5 centimeters and base angles of 50 and 60 degrees. Okay, so draw me a triangle that has a 5 centimeter base and base angles of 50 and 60 degrees. So are we ready for our test tomorrow? Your test is literally this page. I ask you to draw it, and you draw it, and then you name it. Okay? Sometimes I give you angles, so you draw it and you name it. You draw it and you name it. And then you're going to have some of these problems separate, okay? Where I ask you to solve it, but not using a protractor. Because what I'm going to do for your test is I'm going to draw it. Did I use a protractor? No. And I'm going to say, oh, this is 60, this is 100, and this is, X. Now, does that look like 100? No. So can you tomorrow on the test go, oh, Miss Amelia, yeah, this angle measures blank. No, because I didn't use a protractor to draw it, so you can't. Okay, you have to do the math. Does anybody know what this equals? What is it? Yeah, 20. Good. All right, any questions? Are you ready for tomorrow's test? Mm-hmm. All right, cool.